One of the administration's top advisors says he expects the economy will continue to recover in the coming months. One America's Hans Hubbard reports.
Despite ongoing concerns over the effects of the pandemic, the Trump administration's chief economic advisor projects sustained economic growth in the year ahead. Larry Kudlow, director of the National Economic Council, made that assertion while speaking to reporters outside the White House on Thursday.
Well, I just say that the economy is right now in a very strong rebound, which in my view is a self-sustaining recovery, even with the uncertainties about the virus, which are always present. I understand that.
His comments came on the heels of weekly unemployment claims numbers released by the Department of Labor, which reported 1.1 million first-time claimants last week, up by 135,000 from the previous one. And on Thursday, the Internal Revenue Service released their own economic projections, arguing labor market numbers could remain depressed for years. Yet Kudlow referenced several indicators of self-sustained recovery, pointing not only to millions of jobs added to the economy, which has already recouped about a third of all of the job losses attributed to pandemic-induced lockdowns, but also to a rise in retail sales, manufacturing and housing starts, which he said mirror the stock market's recovery curve.
Jobs have been rising. We've created 9 million jobs in the last 3 months. That's one point. We are in a housing boom, not a recovery, a boom. Home builder sentiment is the highest in 22 years. Housing permits and starts are above the pre-pandemic level. Retail sales are above the February level. And what's interesting to me in production and manufacturing, every single one of those key indicators are V-shapes, every one. And I think people should acknowledge that.
Minutes released Wednesday from a Federal Reserve meeting show the country's central bank believes sustained economic recovery and growth over the next year will depend on the ability to hold the pandemic at bay. Kudlow was also cautiously optimistic on this front, pointing to decreasing levels of both new COVID-19 infections and fatalities from the disease nationwide. He also claimed an early summer uptick in new cases, focused around a set of hotspot areas, did not significantly slow down national economic recovery.
I will acknowledge always the virus threat. Fortunately now, the new cases are off about 35% from their late July highs, and fortunately the fatalities are leveling off and starting to come down. No one can be sure. Putting that aside, even the breakout in the hot spots in late June and most of July really didn't restrain this recovery very much.
Kudlow also touched on what this recovery might mean for a future relief package, saying the self-sustained nature of current growth makes it unlikely a future bill would contain, quote, everyone's wish list. Instead, he said the White House is open to further aid going to unemployment benefits, reopening schools, funding the post office, and extending moratoriums on evictions and student loan repayments. Hans Hubbard, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.